1027 WNEW, New York.
Ron and Fez, 1027 WNEW.
Buddays. Oh, Buddays, it's the Ron and Fez show. Good day, there, Buddays. What a program lined up tonight. We got Capos coming in. We got the Prince Albert piercing of Billy. Ouch.
Billy Staples, he had a side bet with the Wonder Boy last night in the Big Escapades. Billy lost. That means tonight, on tonight's show, he has to get the Prince Albert piercing.
I love it, Fuzzy.
Billy, no idea what he had gotten himself into, and now he's got to pay the price. He's such a fat idiot.
I would literally love to slip the piercer some money to use a really bad dirty needle. I'm only go as high as 40.
And a really thick bolt or ring or whatever they use on the Prince Albert.
I just want it to infest and fall off. That way I'll finally feel like we're even.
Hey, she finds the thing. She's welcome to it. Billy Staples, he tonight is going to get his Prince Albert piercing. Can you believe it?
And little Mary is going down. You're going to get what done again? Your lip?
A labrae.
A labrae. Labrae, which sounds delicious to me. I don't know why.
It's called the Prince Albert, and it's my precious.
My precious.
Mary with the vibrating panties is in studio tonight. She's going to escort Billy down to Sacred Body Art Emporium, 276 Canal Street with Monica.
I guess we're going to send him down by cab?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, here's Scott. He's got an idea. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Guys, I'm around the block for the studio. I'm uptown.
Yeah?
Let me give those guys a ride down there. The new 2001 F-150 I picked up last week.
Very nice. Things are happening for you, Scott.
Super crew cab, Billy.
Now, this is great because Mayor Bloomberg wants us to get in cars with strangers.
That's true.
That's the way we beat MTA.
I'm not a stranger. I'm big-ass 5880.
Oh, there you go.
Hoo-ah!
Right next secret.
And no one can be stranger than Billy Staples. So you should be fine.
All right, let me call Billy in and see if he's got another way down.
All right, see if he has any other arrangements already. Hang on, Scott, would you?
Yeah.
I'll get him running. Staples, now!
Billy, would you rather take a cab down, the subway, or do you want to ride with a big-ass card holder Scott here?
No, I don't think I'll be needing a ride. Thank you, Scott. I don't think I'll be needing a ride because there is something I'd like to read. Something I have to say, if that's okay with you.
Go ahead.
Excuse me a second. After a painful evening of consideration and a lengthy early morning double session with my therapist and a discussion with my doctor, I have reached a very, very difficult decision. It is in the best interest to my mental, physical, and emotional health that I cannot proceed with the Prince Albert procedure. I want to apologize for letting down all of the people who supported me in the past. I've never let them down before. The listeners who have been my lifeblood, and if you think in any way that I'm letting you down, please accept this heartfelt apology. Let me explain the reasons for my regret and my decision. My therapist thought that going through such a procedure during a period of this psychotic stress, this self-examination, and attempting balance of my brain chemicals, that something of this nature would be detrimental to my progress I've made so far. I apologize to her for having to see me on such short notice, and she also said the bleeding and urinary problems might be too much for me to deal with right now. Excuse me. I apologize to Ron and Fez from the deepest recesses of my heart. I feel like a kid who on Christmas morning that did not get his family the gifts that they truly, truly deserved. I once again feel that they think I have let them down. Unfortunately, it has not been my decision, but that one of medical professionals. So in essence, on the surface, they may think that I have let them down, but in reality, I am only doing what is necessary to make the show better and funnier by having me in perfect mental and physical health. And this can only be considered a plus for the Ron and Fez show, its staff, and all its listeners.
You done?
No. Finally, to Wonder Boy, who was the sole reason I agreed to do this procedure and was willing and eager to have it done. I hope you have it in your heart and can understand and accept that I cannot go through with this Prince Albert, and it's only for medical reasons. So I do not welch out on our bet. So even though an apology is not really in order, I will say I'm sorry.
No, not accepted, Billy. Not accepted a little bit.
Shut up, Wonder Boy. Shut up, Billy. You're such an idiot. You are such an idiot, Billy.
Why?
Why the F would you agree to this if you weren't going to do it?
Well, as of last night, I was. You know, as of last night, I had every intention of going through with it. And
Billy, this is not a joke. Yesterday, when I agreed to put this on the line, I was not going to run to some therapist and get out of it. I am a man, and I said, yeah, I'll put this up on the line if I can't beat you. Then I beat you, and you're going to tell me you're not going to do it?
All right, Wonder Boy. All right, Wonder Boy.
He did beat you, Billy.
Yeah, he beat me, you know.
Polo would do it.
Polo would do it. Polo has done it before.
Polo would do it.
Billy, there's not a
Polo's
person here that would back out except for you.
I'm not backing
No,
out.
you know what,
I've
Billy,
been
too? And before you bring in your therapist and all, did you tell your therapist whose idea this was? Because this isn't between me and you or you and Fez.
No.
This is you and Wonder Boy, and Wonder Boy put his package up as well.
No one asked you guys to do this.
I wanted you to put head shaving on. You wouldn't do it. You were too much of a puss because you knew you were going to lose. So you screamed Prince Albert because you think I'm not going to do it. I'm man enough to put it up, and now you're going to say you're not going to pay it off.
It's not my decision.
Billy, it's your goddamn
All right,
decision.
stop crying, Wonder Boy. Stop it.
I regret that it came to
All
this.
right.
I regret that it came to this, but after...
You brought it to this.
Well, yeah, I did, and you don't have any idea how much this pains me.
No, it pains you less than getting the Prince Albert done.
Wonder Boy, no one's asking you to talk. Something happened, so what?
You know,
So that's it, Billy. You're not doing it again. This is another time you're not coming through.
I've always come through. This is the first time I've had to pull out for medical reasons.
What's the medical reason? I don't even understand that.
I don't get that one
You
bit.
didn't go to a medical doctor for your medical reason.
Well,
You went to your shrink.
well, with the medications that I'm on, and
What are you on?
I'm on Lexapro, Xanax. and-
Why are you on Xanax?
For anxiety.
What anxiety do you have other than where to get the next drink? Your anxiety drug is just to get high. You're not anxious about a thing.
You're practically going through life in a lazy boy chair.
Well, my anxiety comes from my not drinking, probably, or desire to drink and not drinking.
All right, so you're so anxious that you can have a drink, they give you downs.
They just...
That makes sense.
I'm on, look, and that's part of the reason why, it's supposedly thins the blood or something, and...
I'm not worried about your blood being too thin, Billy. Trust me.
It was...
You've got the thickest blood of anyone I've ever met.
Please, I got up early this morning.
It comes out like a Play-Doh Fun Factory. You could slice it.
So that's it. You're going to give me one of these half-assed apologies and not supposed to pay off your debt to me?
It wasn't
After
half-assed.
Billy, that is not good enough. That I do not accept. That is you welching. There's no other way to say it.
You know that you owe him, right?
Big time. Huge time. I was willing to get...
All right, Wonder Boy.
We understand
You
he
know
owes
that
you.
you owe you know that you owe him, right?
Yeah, sure.
Give him $1,000.
Not worth $1,000.
Then just do it.
I can't do it.
$1,000
Seems fair to me.
I don't want that kind of money. It's not a question of money. There was not a money bet made. There was a procedure involved. That's an invasive procedure.
You brought it up, Billy. No one else.
Yeah, but I wasn't aware
It's
of
so
the
frustrating.
Ronnie, I was not aware of the consequences at the time of the agreement. And then I was all set last night. After going all through the day's events and whatever.
So we should have pierced you immediately last night. That's where we messed up. It's our mistake.
Probably, yeah. It should have been done last night.
You're the one who came bouncing in here at the beginning of the week. How about we put a Prince Albert on the line? No one brought it up but you.
Yeah, well, I really didn't fully understand what the procedure was and what the consequences to me could have been, with my current state.
But that doesn't matter. You put it on the line. You said you were going to do it. Now you got to do something to make up for it.
So
$1,000.
No.
What are we getting dumped out for? People are writing to me, we're getting dumped out. I don't know. I'll check it. Thanks.
This is not going to just be settled by you sloughing it off.
I'm not sloughing anything off, Wonder Boy.
Billy, you gave all of us your word that when you lost this, as everyone knew you were that you were gonna pay up like a man. And now you're gonna just come in here and go, oh, my doctor doesn't want me to, and then everyone's gonna just say, oh, okay, Billy. No way. Not even close.
All right, how about letting Wonderboy punch you in the staples? Maybe trying to rip your staples.
And that'll be it?
No, that'll be
sock it on that pouch.
No, every day something like that's going to happen.
No.
Every day something awful is going to happen.
Every day?
Yes, every day.
No, there's no end to that.
Like tonight you're sleeping on thumbtacks.
No. It's that. I mean,
$1,000, 1,000 thumbtacks. Your pick.
Because the worst thing about you is you're not even going to try to make this up. You're going to just use this as some excuse to not take any responsibility again, like you do with everything. When are you going to take some effing responsibility for something?
Wonderboy, I've never backed out of anything in my life. And
well, why are you going to start now?
And if you let me finish, please. I said that's why this is so difficult, because this was the decision that was not made by me personally. It was made under the advice of medical professionals.
What's your shrink's name?
I'm not going to say it on the air.
Why not?
Why?
You're embarrassed?
No, I'm not embarrassed.
Is it a shrink or a dealer?
No, it's a shrink. I have a shrink and I have a psychiatrist and a therapist I see regularly.
Who are you, Elvis?
Do they also tend bar?
No. No, they are legitimate. I go to their office.
Well, they'll both be proud of
Does your therapist cut up limes as his side work?
Is your therapist named Mo, by any chance at all?
No. This is very real. I mean,
when you go to your therapist, does everyone know your name?
My therapist does not work in a bar. She has an office in her home, and I go there 3 times.
Is there a tap there in this office?
No. No.
And pinball machine? Is there a pinball machine in the office?
Nothing, just a couch, a chair, and my therapist.
Instead of nurses at this doctor's office, are there barbacks?
No.
So you're not doing it?
I can't do it.
So what does Wonderboy get from you? You put up a bet with him.
I gave him an apology.
No, Billy, you gave everyone an apology. You tacked some crap on at the end for me, and that does not cut it. That is not.
Good point.
That is not equivalent to a Prince Albert piercing that you brought up because you were too pussy to put your hair on the line. That is not equivalent. Why don't you do something to make all those doctors proud? Be an effing man and come up with a decision about how to make restitutions for this.
Wonderboy, having a Prince Albert does not make anyone less than a man. You know, I am confident. You know,
the thing that makes you not a man is that you wimped out of it.
Bill, your therapist called and said that Thursday nights are drink till you drown nights, so get there as quick as you can.
My therapy is very important to me, Ron.
I understand that.
I take it very seriously.
I know that when your therapist tells you last call, how disappointed you can get.
When you're on the couch at your therapist's office, does a waitress come up and ask you what you'd like? Ask you if you'd like another round?
No, that doesn't happen.
Does your therapist have wings, too, or is it just drinks?
Just talk.
Peanuts or those little fish?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love those goldfish crabs.
Yeah.
They're good.
No, there's absolutely nothing but tissues.
What do you say to Mary, who was going to go get a piercing with you tonight?
She was going to get her La Brea tar pits pierced or whatever they're called.
With my apology.
Well, Mary, the fact that I'm not allowed to get this does not mean you still can't.
You were going to go down there. That's how she was going to get there. Now, trust me, if you're backing out of this, the whole night's off.
What if we go down and he gets a tattoo that says
Why should he get a nice tattoo?
Let it say Wonderboy.
I don't want him to get anything.
No, anything that's...
Even a tattoo would be getting out easy.
Anything that's invasive right now that would affect my emotional or mental health would be a possible setback for me in my recovery.
What setback? You couldn't go any further back, Billy. You're barely a human.
Ronnie, I'm proceeding. I've made great strides in my
drinking
psychotherapy. It has nothing to do with drinking.
Oh, that's right. You were the chug-a-lug champion at your therapist last week, weren't you?
Look, you do guys. I don't think you guys really see and realize how much and how difficult this really is for me to stand here and say this and do this. It's like.
I can tell you what wasn't difficult, probably putting a Prince Albert on the line because you knew you were going to wuss out of it at the end. Like you do with everything, Billy.
What else have I wussed out on?
You take no
responsibility.
You
know what? I'm not going to go through everything that you've done bore.
We don't have the time.
You owe him $1,000, I say. That's the only fair thing. Give him $1,000.
I'm not paying him $1,000.
Give him $100 a week for 10 weeks.
Why?
To be a man, for your manhood. You're buying your manhood back.
Because you lost a bet.
My manhood does not have a price.
How are you going to look anyone here in the eye?
It's worthless, Ronnie.
His manhood doesn't have a price. Do you understand what that sounds like? You know that sounds like your little peachy, right?
No, I just meant that you can't put a dollar amount on what kind of man I am.
I'll put $1.
Guys, this is tough enough.
Unbelievable, Billy.
So that's it. That's it. Some bunch of lines you spew once a month, and that's it. I'm supposed to go away feeling like, oh, Billy's going to recover, and I give a rat's ass about that.
I thought you would be man enough to accept the apology.
I was man enough to be a man and go on the line with you when you come in here screaming Prince Albert. You don't even know what it is. You put it on the line. I say, yeah, Billy, I'll go for it because I can back my talk up. I back it up, and now you just come in here and back out of it with some doctor's excuse. This isn't gym class.
What do you want me to do, man?
How about this? Why don't you make some kind of restitution?
What do you want me to do?
Why don't you be a man?
$1,000, Billy.
That's what we said.
$1,000 is fair.
No, it's not fair.
How about make a counteroffer? You're doing nothing but just sitting here and saying, I can't.
Well, what do you want? You want me to go get your lunch for a week? I'll get your lunch for a week or something.
$1,000 is what he wants.
No, I'm not. No, you said $1,000
lunches.
Would you accept $1,000?
I want 10, but I'll take 1,000 just to see you do something for once and not just flake out.
And besides, every time you bring back lunch, half of it's eaten.
And you know what? Why don't you have your therapist call us?
Yeah.
No, it's
and
tough.
tell us that a piercing will somehow set back your mental health.
It's a client-patient privilege.
Well, good, get your therapist. What is that? Therapists come on this show all the time.
Come on, you hear it on TV all the time.
Yes,
The Sopranos.
If you don't want the therapist on, the therapist can't be on.
I don't want her on.
Is she too busy with happy hour?
No, that would it would like ruin the relationship we have because then.
How do you know?
Because I mean, when I'm in that room,
there's no one to watch the bar.
When I'm in that room, it's a total honest situation. I can say things that I know will never leave.
It's a lot different than here, isn't it?
That I know will never leave the room.
Because you were dishonest here, Billy.
I was not dishonest, Ronnie.
You lied to this kid.
I did not lie. When I made the bet, I made it in all good faith.
And that's it. Oh, good faith. Thanks. See you later. You're going to do nothing to make up for this, you big zero. You're going to do nothing to get any kind of honor or dignity. Look at these people in the eye and tell them, Billy, I have no dignity.
The Capos are here tonight.
I have nothing. I did not.
You have no dignity, Billy. Tell them that.
Wonder Boy.
As a start of your restitution, say, I'm Billy and I'm pathetic and have no self-worth.
To forgive
That's going to be a start.
It seems like a lot.
To forgive is divine, to err is human.
And to...
What's that mean?
And to drink is Billy.
What the hell does that mean to you? What does that mean to you, what you just said to him?
That was for Wonder Boy, you know.
Yeah, and what does it mean?
It means that he should forgive me because I've made a mistake.
And he's supposed to be divine?
He's God?
Now you're asking him to be God.
Just asking.
Do you even pay attention to the cliches that you throw around?
Yes, of course I do.
So you're telling him to be divine, to put up with you and your mistakes.
Yes.
You want him to rise above the human experience.
Well, God puts up with my mistakes, so I think Wonder Boy should.
God's going to send you straight to hell.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish I could now.
That's a pretty awful treatment for this.
Yes.
For this, because this is nothing for you because you don't have no consequences in your miserable life. Oh, for this is nothing. I just say things I don't mean because I'm Billy Staples.
You don't know nothing about my life.
I do. I know it's a failure. Yeah. And I know that you are not a man that's worth your word at all. I had zero respect for you before. Now it's negative. Your word means less than nothing. How do you live with yourself?
My life goes on.
He lives with his mom. We bounced heads on the way to that joke. He lives with his mom. I still think I was in just a split second.
Shotgun on that joke. I call shotgun.
My life will go on fine with whatever you think of me. You know.
Yeah, imagine that, because nothing matters to you. You just float through in your little beer haze, and you take no responsibility.
I've taken responsibility.
You have not even tried to make up for this yet.
I offered to get you lunch for a week.
Lunch for a week. How does that equate being willing to get a Prince Albert and... I mean, above that, above whatever the bet was, how did that equate to following through on your word?
Billy, if it was the other way around, you would be screaming your effing head off at this kid.
And you started the bet.
No,
there was already paintballs was the bet.
Right.
You called him over for the side bet.
And if he was supposed to get the Prince Albert and came in here and pulled this crapola, you would be screaming louder than anybody. And you know that.
I don't necessarily know that that's true. I mean, if he had like a doctor's note like I do.
Where's the note?
No, I mean,
Oh, your note is a doctor's note now.
Oh, Dr. Staples, paging Dr. Staples.
Billy,
You know what
none
I
of
meant.
us believe you have a doctor.
Of course I have a doctor.
We think you have a dealer. We think that you have a bartender. We don't believe you're in therapy.
Billy, if you were a real man, why don't you go back to the original bet, shave your head, throw in the eyebrows, and I'll look the other way? Or is that going to set back your recovery too far?
Billy loses his eyebrows, he'll have to look the other way.
So let's get the head shaving done then. Be a man, take some kind of responsibility.
The agreement never involved head shaving.
Because you're a pussy, Billy.
No, because I have other things to worry about.
What's that?
What else do you have to worry about? The big eyebrow convention coming up?
No, that I might.
He's worried about his eyebrow mites. They need a home for the holidays.
You don't want homeless mites.
What are you worried about?
Just the fact that I have to look like my headshots, and with a bald head I won't.
We'll get new headshots done. Make that the second half of paying me off.
We'll take a picture of a cue ball and replace your photos.
No, I need my hair. My hair is, it's one of the things that gets me work.
That hair? That wig?
You honestly don't get work.
It looks like Squeaky married a Brillo pad. That hair's getting you work?
Yeah, it's for the type of roles that I go for, it does, yeah.
Unless people are cleaning their golf shoes on your hair, I don't see how that hair gets you work.
You know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe if he gets his head shaved tomorrow, Jack Nicholson gets a call from his agent. Good news, Staples got his head shaved. You're in for Cuckoo's Next, too. There's no stopping you now.
Now that we've got Staples and his golden locks out of the way.
Just because I'm not up for the same roles as a Nicholson or a Tom Hanks and stuff doesn't mean that, a bald head would not be detrimental to my career.
Why don't you worry about this job and having some kind of self-respect here? You keep talking about all this work you get. The only work I've ever seen is your fat ass sitting in front of the phones. Why don't you worry about doing something so you look good around here, like a man?
Boy, he seems to have a point.
How would a head shaving make me any more?
Because at least you're starting to make restitution and not just pussing out.
Anything.
Always.
Anything that would be how was it phrased, an emotional retardation.
Billy, everything in your life is an emotional retardation.
What are you talking about? What the F goes through your mind that you say this stuff? You made Fez fall down.
Now you can't get a piercing because you're retarded?
I'm not a smart man.
I like the way he pierces.
Anything that's potentially embarrassing could be an emotional retardation of my progress. That's what I was trying to say. I didn't get a chance to finish the sentence.
All I heard was retarded. Next thing I knew, I was on the floor.
You know when Billy's lying when he starts to talk like this? Your Honor, I am never going to do this again for the rest of my life.
I swear to you, I had no idea she had passed out. I thought I heard her say yes.
All right.
I swear to you, Your Honor.
It's okay, Billy. You probably had some meds that day, too. It doesn't matter.
Enough of that already. I'm not taking that crap from you.
Why not?
You owe him, Billy.
You owe me tons of crap.
Fine, then you said it we're even.
What? How are you even? How are you even?
He said he's allowed to say it, so he said what he wanted to say. There's no need to be bringing up other stuff. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about now.
It does. That's exactly what it has to do with. Your lack of taking responsibility is exactly what this has to do with.
You don't know what it's like to have a chemical imbalance.
I also don't know what it's like to rape a woman, but that doesn't make a difference.
Neither do I, because I never raped a woman. Thank you.
By the way, I'll need the note from your therapist saying that you shouldn't have a Prince Albert, and the other note from your therapist saying it's okay to molest passed-out girls.
Semi-conscious.
Mm-hmm. Semi-dressed.
So he gets nothing, Billy. That's the end of it.
Well, if it's that or $1,000, yeah, I don't have $1,000 to throw around.
We'll start and dock your pay.
Yeah, good for me. We'll take care of it with payroll.
$1,000 seems like an awful high.
What are you spending money on living at home anyway? I'm sure you can come up with the money.
Absolutely none of your business.
I heard he's buying himself a pool table for the cellar.
Really? going to be sharp. What about 1,000 hot dogs? Would you take that, Wonder Boy?
I would take anything this sad sack could come up with on his
Not
own.
easy, though. Don't say that. Then he'll just come up with nothing.
Right.
Guys, come on.
That sad sack should be pierced right now.
Guys, just let me off the hook on this, all right?
Because why? What have you done to
Your
earn
dick
that?
is supposed to be on the hook.
You're never going to get off the hook.
That's
You're never
for
going to
sure.
get off the hook. That's the
I'll
truth,
never
Billy.
forget this one.
I'll never forget all the ones.
I think I'm at least owed one.
Not for me. No one's owed me anything when I agreed to this bet. And that's another thing that you refuse to accept. If I came in here and said, geez, guys, don't feel like getting the Prince Albert done, there's not going to be any kind of forgiveness or tolerance to that. I'd be the hell out of here already.
You know, no, we wouldn't, because that's between you two guys.
That's your bet.
This really has nothing to do with us. But I'll tell you this, I bet Billy would be beating you up by now. It's only because you're smaller than him that you can't do anything about it.
I think it would have in my heart to let it go.
You would not have.
You would be screaming and stomping up and down. You would be bright-faced.
I think there's a side of me that you guys really haven't seen.
Yeah, it's the one that pays off on his effing bets.
Yeah, we've never seen your sober side.
Nice one, Capos.
All right, we got to do Polo. He's coming up next.
All right.
Billy, I want you to work it out with him.
All right.
And can I tell you something? All kidding aside, you're wrong. Again, you're wrong. You made a side bet with the kid. You owe him.
You guys settle this.
All right.
Billy, you settle it. You're the one who's effing this whole thing up.
Again.
Well, I meant what I said, and my apology.
Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, guys. Big ass 1100.
1100.
That's your hooah.
Wonder Boy and Billy need to come up with a loser leaves the show.
That would be the most win-win situation for me since Al. Oh, God. Look at these pictures of Billy. Come on over here.
We got Billy pictures? I'm coming over to your side.
Come on over, Fezzy, because you don't want to miss them. Here's Billy Staples' pictures. Here it is. Billy's doctor helping Billy. Bring Billy in here so he can see what they're doing to him on the message board.
Oh, my gosh. The cut and pasting.
And there's Billy being taken from behind.
This is sad.
Yeah.
This is really sad. I love these pictures. Billy's head on a couple of big, fat, giant women's bodies, where Billy's actually playing with his own giant teeth.
How is this funny?
It's hysterical! Like, you know, if this is you, and then there you are with some guy mounting you from behind.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is not Photoshop. That is definitely you, and I know it, Billy.
That's from East Meadow High.
Yes.
Look at the long hippie hair.
Yeah, but since when do I look like exactly like my therapist? I don't understand that whole concept.
I don't know what you're talking about there. So you're saying this looks more like you than this?
No, I mean, what does it have to be with me being a woman?
That is so perfect. It matches up perfectly.
It's not that perfect.
Yes, and it's dead on. I look just like you.
This is, of course, the Billy Staples page. I don't know who did this, but brilliant job.
Whoever you are, you're a genius on the Billy Staples page.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Why can't some M&M fans jump Billy on the way out of here and beat him up?
Bring your mountain climbing gear.
I can't believe at this point Billy is now hurt and angry. How could he be hurt and angry?
Ronnie, that's what drives me nuts. Because here's the thing. He's the one who always welches, and yet everyone's supposed to feel bad for him. That's what drives me nuts.
Here's Joe. Joe, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Joe, what's going on, big man?
What's going on?
But
17339.
That's your hooah.
I just need to tell you guys that I think Billy's a genius.
For what?
Because he does this stuff and he welches out all the time. You guys always fall for it. And you guys will be talking about this for weeks. It's weeks of programming.
Yeah, it's just like weeks of good programming. That's the problem.
It's weak, W-E-A-K.
Here's Ed. Is this the same Ed that has thing up too loud?
Hey, Ed.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
What? You guys are just too hard on Billy, man. He's just a person. What do you think he is? Some sort of animal that you're just going to whip around and beat the crap out of? I've been trying to call up to say the same thing, and you know what? He didn't put me through.
Well, you're on now. What is it that you want to say? That Billy shouldn't have to pay his debts?
He should have to pay his debts, but come on, do you ever have something stuck through your nuts?
Well, then why would he make that bet?
We've never bet that in our lives.
All right, in the heat of battle, you never told somebody, oh, I'm going to rip your head off and do stuff down your throat.
No, this was two men shaking hands like men, not like little girls. Thank you very much, Ed.
And Billy backed out tonight. Billy was supposed to get the Prince Albert tonight. He came in with a lame excuse that his therapist said he can't physically or mentally or emotionally do it.
Somehow it will give him a psychological setback.
And retard his emotions.
As if he's further along than he's ever been before.
Oh, he's in great mental shape.
Yeah, he said it wouldn't bother his progress that he's made so far.
What
Do you know
progress?
his progress? I don't know.
No.
Just checking. I don't...
He lives at home with his mom now. That's not progress.
Is that progress? I think not.
What are you going to do, Fezzi? What are you going to do? Here's Allison. Well, it's so funny after seeing you after so long time. Now, Allison, how you doing?
Hey, Allison.
I'm doing good. I was just wondering why he would go to his therapist early today if he wasn't already looking for a reason to get out of it.
That's a damn good excuse there.
Thank you, Allison.
He said that his therapist saw him on a very short notice.
Like he went to his therapist to ask how he got out of it.
Right.
And the therapist went, sure, I'll write you a note that you can't get a spike through your dink.
Why wouldn't I? I'm a therapist, aren't I?
Another picture of Billy coming in.
All right, I'm coming over your side.
Yeah, come on over. Here's Billy. This is actually a real picture of Billy, and he's sitting down. Billy, come look at yourself.
The body is just getting bigger. And what I love, Ronnie, is the face they're using on Billy is the one from his injuries when he fell up the stairs at the train station in Long Island.
I can't believe how well it fits in now. What, Billy?
Oh, Billy.
Billy, when did you have this taken?
What does this have to do? Why is now poking fun at me because of what happened that become the norm?
I didn't know you did nudes.
Well, I don't. That's not me, believe it or not.
I don't.
I don't.
Because there's your face.
That's your belly button.
And those are your big jugs. And I believe that's your vagina. If I'm not wrong, that's your vagina.
I'd know it anywhere.
Billy, why can't you have a sense of humor about yourself?
Because that's not funny, Ron. That's absolutely not funny. If it was funny, I'd laugh.
What about these pictures?
Those are great. Billy is a big fat woman.
I just find them wrong.
You're going to like that picture of you as a doctor.
Yeah, but why is why is it that my doctor and my therapist look exactly like me?
Because you faked it. That's your crazy world. Everything that you say and do is a lie. That's what we're saying.
No, you're wrong.
Does your therapist think it's okay to pose for these big fat nude pictures?
I do not pose for big fat nude pictures. Get them away from me.
Oh.
Billy wants the Hennessy. It's calling you.
It's Hennessy.
What mean?
Just do what I do. Just smell it.
No. You can spit it back in the glass.
Just take a whiff, Billy.
Yeah. Just use it like mouthwash and then spit it back in the glass.
That won't happen.
Then you should be fine.
Ron and Fez, 102.7 WNEW.